Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to talk about two amazing things, golfing throughout Europe, and one of the hottest products in the travel industry for the last 20 years is river cruising. Here's the golf program. We'll start with the golf program, and then I'll talk about the cruise portion, the 7-night, 8-day cruise portion. Within that 7-night, 8-day, we present different itineraries. The Danube, which is from Budapest to Passau, the Rhine from Basel to Amsterdam, and the Seine, Paris round trip. These are some of the clubs that you would be golfing that are included along these three various itineraries. You can see it says these exceptional itineraries offer golf at uniquely different courses, which are nestled amid stunning scenery with guaranteed tee times, transportation, green fees, shared golf carts, culture, sightseeing, and fine dining included. And your white and red wines for lunch and dinner, and the local beers as well. And your coffees, teas, soft drinks, again, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The inclusions: 4 rounds of golf at top golf clubs. Your green fees, you'll have pre-reserved and prepaid tee times, and it also includes driving range balls. You'll have shared electric golf carts that are subject to availability. A lunchbox, if you want to take a lunchbox from the ship, which would be on request, or if you wish to eat on site, which would be on your own. The ship crew will assist with your golf bags to and from your cabin, so you don't have to store them in your cabin. And then we will also transfer your golf clubs to and from the ship and to each golf club and back. You'll have a experienced golf expert and tour leader on board that goes with you to grab those golf carts, to make sure everything's right. He or she will be doing contests and the award ceremonies and all that good stuff. So it is a golf cruise. It's not a river cruise, which I've sold before, and adding on golf. These are set golf cruise with set golf dates.
Steve, I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
It says that range balls will be provided. Do you have to bring your own balls? I mean, golf balls?
Some people like to have their own. I don't know what kind they're going to have there for the driving range. So this is for the driving range balls. So I would think you should bring your own balls, or you can purchase some if you want.
Okay.
And then at the bottom there, it's select excursions as outlined in the itinerary, which means you may have 1 or 2 or 3, or depending on the itinerary, or more excursions that you'll be able to do either in the morning or the afternoon, depending on when you're golfing. So you won't have, as a normal cruise itinerary, more options to choose from, because you'll be golfing for hours, and to and from some of these destinations can be an hour plus to get to them, as I'll show you on the maps. Golf cruise on the Danube. So here's the date, September 30th to October 7th for this year on the Amadeus Silver 3, which I was just on last week in Budapest. You're looking at an 8-day cruise program, which all that I'll get into later, which is a lot, and you're looking at 5-star product, gourmet dining, most of your drinks that I mentioned, for only $4,006 per person, which is a very good price, because I've worked for different river cruise companies, and they start at $4,000 plus adding on $3,000 for your golf program.
And Steve, that includes the golf fees too, doesn't it?
That includes the 4-day of golf. That's what I'm saying. That price includes these 4 golf clubs, the Pannonia Golf, the Panati, Fontana, and Quellness Golf Resort. Then on this particular itinerary, you have 2 more options, actually, which is a lot of golf, to play at Legenfield and Regensburg golf clubs. Okay, so this one is the only one I think that has two options. Some don't even have any because you're busy on the itinerary.
That is really great because the golf fees can really add up.
You
And the
can
golf clubs and the transportations, that's fantastic.
all those things. So here you see it's Budapest. You're going to great towns along the way in Hungary, Esztergom, and you can see the Pannoni. Are you able to see my little arrow here?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see this one here. So it's a little distance there. Then you're along the river, so you go back into the ship and you go along the river. You might have a excursion here or here, but this Bratislava, you'll most likely go to Panati there, and then the Vienna to Fontana, Dernstein, which is an incredible little town, Emmersdorf, the Melk Abbey might be an option there. Then another city of Linz. I've been to all of these several times, and then end up in Passau, where you'll be able to do your fourth at this Beckenbauer Golf Club here. And here are some of them here on the Rhine. This is the Rhine, October 6th to the 13th, 2022, on the Amadeus Imperial, which is only a couple years old, or new, I guess I should say. Again, this one is 8-day, 7-night, 8-day program, starting at $41.19 per person, including the golf, from Basel to Amsterdam. And there are your clubs here. Kemperhof, St. Leon Rot, Jakobsburg,
yeah.
and Velderhof Golf Club. As you can see how amazing they are here. And here we go again, Basel to Amsterdam, part of France. You'll be on the France and a part of Germany side. Strasbourg is a great little town. So is Basel. And you can do pre and post to any of these cities from start and finish. Able to do that. Speyer, Mannheim. So here's the golf club here, which is pretty much right on the river. This one's a little bit away. And Rudolstein, one of my favorite towns here. And then that's where you'll go. Right on the river is the Jakobsburg. Cochem and Koblenz, fantastic towns. Cologne, one of the largest cathedrals in Europe and Germany. Dusseldorf, and make all your way up to Amsterdam. Great itinerary. The Danube and the Rhine are the top two itineraries out of almost every river cruise line's itineraries. We have 29 itineraries. So here's the Seine on June 8th to the 15th, 22, on the Amadeus Diamond, which I was on last September. 8-day, starting at $44.36 per person, Paris to Paris. And starting from is what I'll show you is an entry-level cabin at 172 square feet, which is pretty large. There are some of my 5+ star competitors. That's their mid-range cabins. We start at 172 square feet, which is pretty large for a river cruise. Again, here are the 4 that are included. And this is everyone's gets the wows and oohs on Etretat, just on the white cliffs in France here, near Normandy. Here's that, another great shot of that. As you can see, you got to really watch where you golf, because you're not going to get your golf ball back on this itinerary.
Wow, that'd be a nice drop, wouldn't it?
Yep. So here's a Paris round trip. It's going to go this way. You have your Le Golf National here, and you'll go up the river. Rhône, that's where they burned Joan of Arc at the stake. And then Honfleur, beautiful town there as well. Then you'll make your way up. Here's the Normandy beaches over here, Le Havre, and then there's your Golf Atretat location here, and then you'll be making your way back. So you're going to see some of these on the way over, and then some of them on the way back. You won't see them twice.
I just did that cruise a year and a half ago, and it's a fantastic cruise.
It really is. It really is a great tour cruise. So now I'll get into the product, the actual cruise portion of Amadeus River Cruises. So our history is 40 years in Europe. We're award-winning fleet of brand new ships, one of every year since 15. So we have one of the youngest fleets in the industry today. A lot of history and experience of those 40 years. And here's a great little 2-minute video just to get you into the mood of it.
Oh, that's a UNESCO site. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Castles along the Rhine, thousands of years old. These were the super highways of the olden days. This is your middle class, the middle of the road cabins where your panorama window goes down when you press the button. This is our France ship, and that has the infinity pool in the back. That was the sun deck. Casual. You know, no suit and tie. Country club casual for dinner. You don't have to wear your sweater around your neck. One of the great parts of the river cruise is you get to visit these incredible beer gardens that have been around for 300 plus years. I ate at a restaurant in Salzburg that has been open for 800 years. Here's some of your Roman ruins right here. Beautiful cathedrals, churches. There's your spot again for the Seine cruise in France. Gourmet dining. Order from the menu, breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you want. There are some buffets for breakfast and lunch, which are great though. It adds, you can just go and pick and choose what you like and still order from the menu. The beef that I had last week was like cutting it like butter. Beef tenderloin, amazing. Okay, let's see how I can reduce this.
Steve, I have a couple of questions while you're doing that people have written in.
Okay.
One is, are the itineraries for 2023 out yet?
They're just being uploaded, downloaded, whatever you want to call them. So they've all been approved. The dates have all been ready. So they'll be in our website. I think by next week we'll have those, and I might get them earlier, so I can share them with you.
Okay. If you can go ahead and finish, and I'll ask us some more questions that just came in.
These are some pictures I took when I was on the ship in September, so you can see the quality of the food, and then there's some pictures mixed in here of our ship's product. So this is a suite at 284 square feet. You have indoor seating, outdoor, and then indoor seating. Beautiful bathroom with a stool. I don't know any other river cruise line has stools like that. Here's another picture of a suites bathroom, very large. Another one. This is that 188 square feet, your middle of the road, your A and B cabin category. You press the button behind the curtain and that drops down and becomes your inside balcony, which you're able to utilize a lot more than the small little outside balconies that a chair can barely fit. Here you utilize that whole space, the whole 8-day, which makes a whole bunch of sense. We're the only river cruise line that I know of that has walk-in closets.
Really? Wow.
Which is pretty amazing, because advisors were just loving these. This is another ship design of the dining room. Another dining room. So I'm just showing you various ships that we have. This is one of the meals I had on when I was in September.
That looks like dessert.
It isn't. It's actually that purple thing, eggplant, which I'm not too fond of, but you know,
Really?
when they made it nice and thin like that and stuffed it with that, it was just delicious, as you can see.
Wow.
And look at that. It was like 5-course dinner.
Hmm.
Here's a bar. This is the ship I was on, the Queen, in the September, October. And this is our back lounge to the left, and then a glass behind the couches there. Then you have this beautiful pool, which you can't see the sunroof. It opens up, so it lets the sun in, which is pretty awesome. Very tranquil back here. This is on one of our newer ships. This is the one I was on last week. This is the 3 series, Amadeus 3. We have a grand piano in there, I mean, which is pretty amazing. Most just have a movable electric little piano organ. This is the lounge to our ship in France, and this one has a beautiful infinity pool on the top deck, which is pretty amazing. I haven't seen any other ship have that. These are our vessels. I won't go into them too much details for a time limit, and but shows you another one of our back lounges in the back. These are pretty much all of them what their size are. We only have 140 passengers on our France ship, and then all the others are about 165, 168 passengers. These are our new fleet here. We have 17 ships, but these here, the 12 are just for the US market. So here's the deck plan. This is the top deck, the Mozart deck, where your A1 and your suites are. The darker blue are your suites. Then this is your B4 in the back and your B1s, the middle of the road. So your A1s, B4s, and B1s were those 188 square feet with a panorama window there. And then you have your entry-level cabin category at the lowest deck, and you have your C4 and C1, and you're looking at 172 square feet. And if you're traveling single, your single supplement down here is only 15%. Then it only goes to 30% at these back Bs here, and then it goes to 50% here, and then 100% at that. I mean, most companies go 50% everything, and then 100% the top deck here. So at only 15%, that is a great value.
Yes. I have a question on the C4 and C1s. Is it the slide down window also?
No, those are, I'll show you that cabin later. You got 2 big windows at the top because you're basically at the water level at that cabin category.
Okay.
But another important note is our elevator goes to all 3 decks. Others only do these 2 decks, which is pretty amazing because anyone with mobility issues have issues going up the stairs right there. So that's really important. Okay, so now here's your C1s that you just asked about. You can see the big windows up here. Some have little portals, but we have big windows. You have a lot of light. You don't feel claustrophobic. It's huge. Some start at 95 square feet. You know, some that start to 150. We're starting at 172, as you can see there. Very comfortable. You have family cabins down there as well. And then again, here's your B and your A cabin category. Again, pretty large at 188 square feet. Your phone, all your things you need there. And then your suites at 284 square feet.
Okay.
All right. Inclusions, your gourmet dining with all meals included. Red and white for dinner, lunch and dinner. Your coffee, tea for lunch and dinner, and you have your sodas, 24-hour coffee station and cookies in the back, hot chocolate. You have a cocktail reception, a welcome dinner, and captain's gala dinner. Those are kind of like usually special, and people dress up a little bit more, but again, you don't need coat and tie. You have entertainment in many cases. All these things really depend on the itinerary for cooking demonstrations, but you'll have we have nightly a duo playing on board, and a lot of times we bring on local Oompa bands and different cultural on the ship as well that are included. You have the pools, the gym, all those. We have bicycles on board. They're all free of use here. You would have to pay for your spa treatments, your haircuts, any of those kind of things. Includes your cruise director on board that handles any questions, any needs you have, what's going on for the next day, all those kind of questions. And again, another important thing for our value, we're one of the best values in the industry. Our prices include port charges. Many don't. And port charges are over $200 right now. So you'd have to pay an extra $200 per person for your port charges. But not with us. Ours are included in our already very low prices, which are in the low 2000s. Okay, value comparison. Just a real quick, just so you see, AMA Waterways I've worked for before. They're 5-star plus. Here you have an older ship from them. Ours is a newer ship, bigger cabin, 2443 before their 150 EBD, because that expires at certain times. So our taxes and fees included. There's another 196, which again for next year has gone over 200. And there's your price for us. There's your price for them. You're pretty much getting 90% AMA Waterways for this price over here. We don't include shore excursions, which I'll share in a second, but we included all of them because we believe in you pay for what you use. Not everyone pays for every other option that are available, like with AMA Waterways, but everyone pays for them, even though you can only do one. Again, theirs are all included, but you can only do one. But you got to pay for all the other 2 or 3 that might be available. $29 less than about $3,000 to $4,200. It's about a 30, and then their single supplement. You're looking at about that's a huge difference for their single supplement. You're looking about a 30% different on your double occupancy, or almost 50% savings if you're a single. You can book as many singles as you want. You're not limited to one like some companies. So your single surcharge is huge. We have family discount for children and connecting rooms. Your club, Amadeus Cruiser Club, the more you go, the more things you get. And again, what are optional? Your shore excursions, your transfers, which are listed in the brochure, ranging from $30, $25 to rail to over $100, depending if it's a long transfer, which some can be an hour to hour and a half. Then you have your prepaid gratuities. They're going to be included for 2023. And then there's a highlight dinner, which anyone can book now. It's like 20 to 25 passenger, which even elevates our already gourmet dining to the next level. Here's all the different itineraries, 29, all throughout these areas here that we offer just in the Europe. We don't go to Asia or anything like that. This is a great little piece that kind of shows you how we go from one end of the Danube, Black Sea, the Danube Delta, Romania, Serbia, Croatia, Hungary, Slovakia. I mean, just you can see them all, and you can do all these itineraries. They're all some start at 5 nights, and again, our maximum is 7, but you can combine back-to-backs. So there's a lot of 7-night, 8-day cruises in all these on all this area here. And here's southern France. Basically, it's a round trip. You start from Lyon, you go up, and then you all go all the way to Arles. So that's our programs there. And then our theme cruises, we have golf, we have Christmas, classical music, and wine experiences. And that's pretty much the program.
And Steve, there are a number of, it's pretty good presentation, thank you, but there are a number of questions. Can I pop some of them to you?
Absolutely.
As far as the wine and beers, are any of them included in the lunches or dinners?
Yeah, absolutely. Your dinners on board, your lunch and dinner includes beer, the local beer, and the local wine, a white and a red, which are pretty good actually.
Okay. Another one is you showed a comparison with AMA Waterways, but we don't know anything about AMA. How about Viking? How do you compare to Viking?
We're definitely a step up from Viking. Viking is a 4-star product, a great 4-star product that everyone knows because they They're the ones that market everywhere, and everyone knows them and asks for them. And they're, like I said, a great product. We're a step up for the same price with bigger cabins, less guests. Well, again, 165 passengers versus their 200 on some of their vessels are 200, and we all have the same square footage. So they're putting more people, smaller cabins at 150 starting, and they don't have a lot of the public spaces like the big gym that we have, the sauna, the spa, the haircut, the salon. A lot of those places are either very tiny or non-existent.
Well, yeah, on a ship the same size, 40 more people makes a big difference.
Right, especially in the dining room and in the lounge for the shows.
Okay.
Our dining seats 180, and we only have 165 on board. So people can go sit by themselves if they don't want to just keep reintroducing themselves, or they want to be have an intimate dinner, a table for two. You have that in our ship, and a lot of you don't.
Okay. Another question just came in. Internet. Do you have internet on the ship?
Yes, it's Wi-Fi throughout, so you don't have to bring, you don't have to rely on some companies have a little keyboard system in their room, but I've been on those, and they used to have difficulties. They have to keep rebooting them or stuff like that. You don't need to waste the space anymore. You just have your own devices now. Everyone has their own devices, and you can have it in your room, you can have it in the lounge, you can have it on the top deck. It's just throughout the ship, and it's no charge.
The other question that just came in is, are COVID tests required to be on the ship right now?
On our ship, we don't have COVID tests required like some do, where you got to pay 20, 30 euros or have it done before. But we required that you're vaccinated.
Okay. Right. And the last question I see here, let's see. Second to the last, pre and post hotels. Can I stay like 2 or 3 nights before and after, and you have hotels for the packages?
We don't have the packages post-COVID. We did pre-COVID, so we're starting to build those again. But you, as a travel advisor professional, can do those for your clients as well. And there's a lot of companies that can do that.
Got it. And the last question is, you said you were an Austrian company, right?
Correct.
Okay.
40 years.
What's the that's one of the longest river cruise companies in Europe.
The others are 22, 20 or 22. Yeah.
So what's the percentage American and Canadians versus like Europeans on the ship?
Good question. It's about 55 with us, 55 North America, and then the rest of the world, almost always English speaking. As compared again to AMA, they're about 65% North America, and then the rest of the world. So we're English speaking on board. There are some cruise lines that you got to watch out for. They are European, so you'll get some culture clash, as people call it. There's culture clash even in ocean cruise ships, as there are on river cruises. We have about 6 ships that are just for the European market, that we sell just to the European market. So you're not going to get 80. I mean, we're a funny bunch, you know. We love culture here in the U.S., but we don't want 80% of one culture necessarily in our face or closing out the doors so that we can't come in and join in. So I've seen that happen. I've heard that happen by many people. So it's just English. You're not getting 2 to 3 different languages on some companies, which are usually the 4-star products, you know, have that. Usually 5-star plus. They're all English speaking nowadays.
Got it. Okay, well, very good. That's the end of the questions, Steve.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That was very, very informative.
And here's your information, Zygmunt, so they can look at your number there, your email, rivercruise@rivercruisecenter.com, your phone number 800-684-3260, and then, of course, your website, rivercruisecenter.com, with your QR code that takes them to your website, correct?
Correct. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Please
thank
don't
you.
hesitate to call Zygmunt for any questions. He's been around for a long time, and he knows his stuff.
Are you saying I'm old?
You're very experienced.
Oh, okay, thanks. All right, Steve. Well, thank you. That was very good.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your time.
Okay,
Take care. Bye-bye.